Mariah.
Hey, Monique.
How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. My voice is a little scratchy because I've been sick, but I'll just have my dusky voice on the podcast today.
It's very sensual. We are going to be talking about something that I have just been feeling in the swirl lately. And I have some stories I want to share about. And it's really like, it's basic, but it's not basic. It's challenging. It's the choice of making decisions, how to make decisions, how do you make a decision? I don't know if this is something we learn in school. And, why would you wait? Why would you not wait? So anyways, it's all about decisions. I'm going to decide. We're going to talk about this today.
It was an easy decision for me when you brought up this topic to say, yes, absolutely,
Yes.
let's discuss, because I spend a lot of time around people that are making a lot of decisions, planning their weddings, picking their wedding dress. It is a decision-heavy
Yes.
experience. So I've got a lot of thoughts.
And I do feel that decisions are part of just life. So I think we should dive into this topic. It's where both of us are at. So
Let's do it.
all right.
Welcome to Heart and Soul, the podcast where we empower and inspire women to lead their best lives, harnessing the power of their hearts and souls. We are Mariah
And Monique.
your hosts and guides on this journey of self-discovery and personal growth.
In each episode, we will dive deep into topics that matter most to you, from self-love and confidence to career development, relationships, and everything in between. We believe that every woman has a unique strength and inner wisdom waiting to be unleashed.
Join us as we cover insightful heart and soul-centered topics and interview incredible women who've overcome challenges, chased their dreams, and found their true purpose. Through all of this, you will discover practical tips, strategies, and real-life stories to help you navigate life's twists and turns.
For whatever season of life you're in, this podcast is your safe space to explore, learn, grow, and possibly even laugh and cry with us. So grab your headphones, make your favorite drink, and we'll embark on this transformative journey together.
With heart, I'm Mariah.
And with soul, I'm Monique. Okay, so I'm so glad we're talking about this. And I want to just give a little bit of a personal story for myself. For a really long time, I was dating someone in between being married and my partner I'm with now. And it was an interesting, fun relationship. And people would ask me, are you guys ever going to get married? And I'd be like, I don't know. I don't even know if we're going to be together tomorrow. I didn't, for the 4 years I dated this person, decide. It was just kind of like this limbo. Meh. And so that was kind of what I got out of the relationship. You know, it wasn't maybe what it could have been or what it should have been. Maybe it was exactly what it should have been. I don't know. But looking back, when I have been really succinct with making decisions and choosing things, they come to me so much quicker. But when I sit and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm not sure if it's right, or maybe I'm not worthy, or whatever the thing is, it just doesn't go well. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. I preach this all the time in the work that I do. Like, decision making it has its own energy.
Oh.
It carries with it a tremendous energy. And the act of making a decision is very powerful in attracting what will come to you next.
Yes.
Just decide. You could lament over something forever, but the power is in the decision making.
Yes.
To open the next door. So I'll often refer to like if you're banging your head against the wall, that maybe you should stop doing, decide to
Yes.
stop doing that, look left and open the door that's unlocked, right?
Right.
Like, wait a minute. If you can't make a decision, you have to ask, are even the things you're deciding between worth anything?
Right.
Like, do they matter at all? If you couldn't make a decision about the relationship that you were in, that was the decision.
Right.
Not deciding
Is a
is
decision.
a decision.
It's so true. And
So-
it's not just a one moment in time thing
Nope.
either though. It is what it really is. When I was doing some research, it's a skill and a process.
Yeah.
So it's actually both. It's not just like one moment, I'm going to say yes or I'm going to say no. Yes, there are times when you can do that, but it really is a process of evaluation or whatever, and then a skill of just going and saying it, doing it, and going after it.
I'm very decisive. And
Yes.
I believe that is because of my intuition and how in tune I am to my inner knowing. And I always have been. I mean, I decided to marry my husband in a split second.
This story is so wonderful.
Yeah,
I think.
it's a true story. I literally, my roommate asked me to marry him and I said yes, and the rest is history. And I decide to choose him every day. And
Yes.
marriage is in so many ways like it's a crazy concept that like deciding to do it has to be based on something far deeper that you're listening to, right? There's a
agree.
million reasons not to do it. There's one to do it, and that is based in like your connection. But and I'm so in this industry, right? Of people deciding to marry. And
Yes.
it's natural because I made that decision without even thinking about it.
Yeah,
And then committed to it.
And not a lot of people would do that or do that, but the people who do, they decide and like you're all in. I feel like it's like when you don't decide or you're in that place that I was in, you have one foot in your future and one foot in your past,
Yep.
and you're not moving anywhere.
No.
Or one foot in the moment and in the past, one future, one in the moment. It's really hard to make forward progress. I recently had made a decision, an emotional decision, to let something go, to forgive something and someone. And then I had to interact with this person, and the lightness, the emotional intensity was gone. The lightness I felt there, it was palpable. It's like I can't describe it with words, but I can describe it with feelings because I know how I felt how it felt in my body.
Yep.
To make a choice and just be like, oh, I've let that thing go. I've chosen myself and to forgive versus harboring and hanging on. And I didn't even know that was possible. I was just like, well, Mariah, I don't even know if this is possible, but I'm choosing to forgive. I don't even know if you can make a decision like that. I don't even know if it works, but it's going to happen. I've given everything else a try, and it worked.
And instantly the universe gave you an opportunity to test that.
Yes,
Like,
it did.
Turn the corner and you're like,
Yes.
oh, good thing I had that conversation with myself and made that decision.
Yes.
So as people are listening to this and you're kind of receiving this, thinking about like, what are you not deciding on right now?
Mm,
And it can be so simple, but not deciding on things clutters the mind.
oh, yes. That's what I feel.
clutters the brain.
Yes.
It causes you to not be able to move forward productively, energetically. And exercising the brain's ability to process all of the information you
Yes.
need about a decision that sits in front of you. Anywhere from what should I have for dinner, the bane of every human's
Oh, my gosh.
decision-making
Yes,
right now.
Sometimes.
and should I marry somebody, right? Like
A
these
little
are
different, but
you can train your brain to give yourself like ease
yes.
across any of those decisions, but it's about listening intuitively, processing the data associated with, because that is wise. It is
Yes.
wise to like
Well, it is
know
a process.
what you're deciding
and
on.
What did I say? A skill. It's both.
It's a skill. So
Right.
what we want to dive into a little bit further in this episode is like how to hone the skill.
Yes.
And you're always going to come up against times in your life or decisions that you're, new
You're
ones.
not sure.
Like haven't made that one before, right? I mean,
Right.
really hard decisions, life or death decisions.
So there's 6 core components to
'Kay.
make a decision when I was doing research, and here they are, okay? So you have to first of all identify what is this decision and what are we trying to actually solve here, right? Like,
yeah. What is
why do
the
I-
actual root
yeah,
decision?
why do I actually need to decide this thing, right? What am I trying to solve?
I see that all the time that people are deciding on the wrong piece of
Mhm,
this. And I'll say what it like I
Wait,
think
wait,
you
wait,
need to
what's
talk
going
about
on?
this
Right,
before you
yes.
talk about that.
Yes.
And then once that's unlocked, B flows easily.
Yes.
Oh, it's just easy.
So that's number 1. Number 2, gather some information.
Do some research.
Yeah, avoid making any assumptions like that you have all of the knowledge, right? You might not. You might want to look at other facts more than just what you're holding in your own, because maybe you are not seeing things clearly.
Mhm.
Maybe you are very biased in one area.
Absolutely. Bias is always there.
Yes. So identify, gather information, maybe consider alternatives other than what you've been thinking, or even alternatives that weren't present before. Explore different directions, different ideas, things that you could do or take. So after you consider different alternatives, weigh the evidence, weigh your findings, right?
Pros and cons
Right.
list.
Logic and emotion, though, versus pros and cons.
I like that.
Use logic and heart.
emotion.
How does this make me feel?
Mm-hmm.
What do I think is going to happen?
I like that.
Mhm.
I like that because right away I went to pros and cons, but I love the idea of drawing logic and emotion.
Yeah, head and heart.
Yeah.
And then choose and then act. Make the choice, take courage in the moment of whichever one feels the right way, and go. And then after step 6, though, so that's 5. Choosing is number 5. Review. Review your outcome. Self-reflect and learn from whatever result came up from making the decision.
Mm-hmm. Talk about it.
Yeah,
Talk
right.
about that you
And
made this big decision.
I made it. How did this outcome work for me? And I mean, some things like a marriage, immediately you're very happy. There's a lot around it. You don't know the end result for 5 years, but you might, right? So you have to talk about it from your point of reference of where you're at right in that moment.
Yeah. We
But-
tell our story all the time
Right,
still
it's the
today
best.
because like it's part of what holds us together.
Yes.
Hey, Monique,
Hey,
did you know it's that special time of year again?
wait, but it's not my birthday.
No, it's not your birthday. That's in February. I know that. It is the time of year where we are recruiting for our next cohort of the Heart and Soul Mastermind.
Yes, such an exciting time.
This is where it all began with us.
Yes.
We began in a mastermind. We met each other there.
Mhm.
And years later, we are now recruiting for our 5th cohort.
I can't even believe
This
it.
will be the 5th group of women that we get to support in a mastermind.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's a powerful group, small group of women that will come together monthly, share what is coming up for them and where they need help, and support each other with us also guiding and
Mhm.
leading them.
Yes.
Every month, we'll have a retreat in person. We're always just a text message away. But the things that we have seen come out of this group, these groups,
Amazing.
phenomenal.
Yes.
Like marriages,
Children,
children,
businesses.
jobs being quit,
Yes.
businesses being started, like whole life paths
Yeah.
being altered,
Yeah.
all
All of it.
towards their purpose. Like really
Yes.
like getting in tune with these women's soul's purpose and
Mhm.
supporting them through that journey. So if you're listening to this, or if you're one of our listeners and you are thinking, you know what, I kind of could use a little bit more of these two in my life. Another exciting component of this year's recruiting is that our group is going to be virtual.
Yes.
You do not have to live in Duluth, Minnesota to participate.
It's a big deal, actually.
This is big. Like
Yeah.
we have had an in-person group the previous 4 years, but we're expanding that to be a virtual group. So
Mhm.
whether you're here locally with us or you want to join us on Zoom, we're going to meet monthly on Zoom. And we can attest, we've done it ourselves, that virtual group is just as impactful. It's kind of
Absolutely.
amazing what can happen. You can feel the energy straight through your screen. So if this sounds like something for you, we have just a couple spots left to fill.
Mhm.
We truly believe that everyone who comes to us, like it's aligned.
Yes.
There's a calling that happens. You're going to be listening to this and think, I'm in. Reach out on our website. Let us know that you're interested. We'll set up time to meet and
We
discuss.
have a Zoom session, then you'll get a one-on-one with us and we'll explain more, answer any questions. And also just, let you kind of, we make sure that the person's the right fit for the group as well.
Yeah, it's
We don't-
mutual. We
yeah.
want it to be the right setting for everybody involved.
Mhm.
So I'm excited
I know,
for
I
this
can't wait to
special time of
meet.
year.
Our next best buddies.
I know. It's so special what we've created. And so many of our members have also been guests on our podcast. we started this podcast because of one of our members suggesting it to us. So the group is really it's just one of the most special things in our lives.
It's close to our heart and soul.
Yes. So if you're interested, find us on Instagram or reach out through our website and let us know. As you were talking, I was thinking about how every romantic comedy is just an interesting set of decisions that the audience is emotionally urging or wanting the love interest to take, right? Like you're watching the film and you're like, call her, just call her, right?
Yes.
But we are like drawn to this inner battle that people have over what should I do? And I'm a sucker for romantic comedy or anything where there's that like
that push
pull, and we're all living that every day. And you know, in the end, when they just like lean in, go full, like both feet in, you know, that's when the happy love story happens.
Yes. And there's some things that actually influence our decisions. Like, I think you were going to talk about these a little bit. There's actually other things.
So what I see so often from my point of view around weddings, both wedding planning where they're with a partner making group decisions, or I'll see helping brides choosing their wedding dress. That's also a group decision depending on who's in the room with them.
It shouldn't be though, should
I
it?
see so much processing and decision making happening right before my eyes every week. But you will hear things such as like the cognitive processing that they're doing of past experiences.
Oh,
Do they have a history of making impulsive decisions and then regretting them? So is there a past history there? Is there a pattern of like, I always do this? I'll hear them say, I always fall in love with the first thing that I try on. And then actually mom will say, but you always love those things that you buy. And then the bride will be like, oh, right. The pattern exists for a reason.
Right.
Or the opposite, you know, oh yeah, like I've impulsively done this before and then I hated the thing I chose, right? But what's the pattern? Where does that fit into it? And is your brain trying to be efficient or emotional?
Oh, interesting.
Efficiency is interesting because sometimes people will just be like, I don't care, just decide for me. Like, I don't care. I just want to get this done.
I just want the decision. It's too painful for me to sit in limbo.
And your brain is trying to actually like supersede the processing and the emotioning, or like the processing of the emotion because it's painful. So you're just cutting that off and being like, yeah, I don't want to decide, or I'm going to hand my decision to someone else, or just pick
decision
black.
bypass.
Like, yeah. You see that happen. And like, how often do you give that up because you're like neurologically, your brain's just like shutting that down.
Yeah.
So like, that's like the cognitive processing that's going on. Then you also have like the emotions and the biases that you've come around.
Yeah, biases for sure.
So you have conscious and unconscious emotion. So if you burst out crying in the wedding dress, like, well,
that might be the one.
That's like both your conscious and unconscious, just like putting it out there, right? Like your emotions are there. And maybe you're seeing like a confirmation bias or a fear-based decision coming up for you where you're like, oh, you know, again, going back to like, I've done this before. And you're like, I've seen other people, I've seen on TV other people make these decisions, and now I'm seeing myself in their shoes. Like,
oh, interesting.
That's like confirmation
So it's
bias.
almost like they're like judging themselves for or thinking it should be a certain way
because somebody else showed it that way.
Okay,
but they're getting outside of like it's your unique experience.
Yes.
Don't focus on everybody else. Like focus on yourself.
Okay.
Then you've got like external factors. So who are the people chirping in your ear?
Yeah.
And I'll often with couples or brides when they're telling me about stress around the wedding, that's the first question I'll ask them. They'll go on about like, I'm so stressed about this, and I'll go, who's chirping in your ear? And it kind of catches them off guard. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's my mom. Oh, it's my matron of honor. Oh, it's my grandma, my friend, my fiance. Someone's in their ear about it. They're not stressed because they're in the stress.
It's like this additional pressure from an outside.
There's questions being asked. There's holes being poked. There's someone else. And that person's opinion obviously holds weight and value. And it doesn't mean that person's wrong, but it's causing a stress current that we need to unpack and figure out like, what is it that like, what is this other person's opinion causing you? So I'll see
Well,
that in the bradle salon too.
And let's just think back up for a second, like on this, because this is interesting to me. Like, really, unless, I mean, maybe in a wedding situation, it's more than one person. In a dress, it is not. But in a wedding situation, it is a pairing, right? So maybe people need to make the decision together. But these are really our decisions, right? Like, and so for somebody else to come and give me their feedback, that's really lovely. But I need to make a choice out of my own aligned best version of myself and my decision, right? And I think like so many people just get inundated with the chatter, the outside
Well,
chatter.
I give them a tool to use when
Oh.
they're receiving that, especially over the holidays.
Okay.
So say you're going, to family Thanksgiving or
Oh, yes.
whatever, and
We
you
all
got
are.
everybody's opinions, and like you listen, receive, show gratitude, graciousness. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate your interest in the wedding. I'll write that down. I'll put it on my list to think about.
Mm.
You delay a decision. You delay because you can receive that input
Okay.
and add it to maybe what you're going to use your whole decision.
Well, that's that
But
compiling different data.
You're
Yeah.
compiling the data, but you just shut it down in that moment by offering graciousness and gratitude
Okay.
for the input.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
I like that.
Enough.
Yes.
Like you should extend to gratitude because that's going to be reciprocity with the person you're chatting with, but then also allow you to take that and share that conversation with your partner because you might have been bombarded, right? And
Yes.
you need to be making that decision with the right set of data around you or the right people around you to be able to come to the place that you're most comfortable, not under pressure, and I see this in the bridal shop where, maybe they bring some people bring like 10 friends, right?
Oh, wow.
Or combination of parents
I
and
suppose it's exciting.
and
yeah.
and it's
right.
experience, and I totally respect that. Like you want to have the right people in the room, and so we are open to that. But everybody on that couch holds a different dynamic with the bride, and I'll watch that ping around quickly. Like, does mom say something that immediately cuts her down, or does mom say nothing? And then she's worried about that.
Oh, right.
Or does a friend have to fill every silence with chatter? And does that distract the bride from what we're really here to do? Oh gosh, the dynamics are unbelievable.
Oh, interesting.
I'm fascinated by them. But it's all because the decision is being made about what dress to wear. And you literally have a firing squad of people sitting there offering or not offering advice.
Spoken
input.
and unspoken.
That's the worst.
I
Honestly,
can't believe it.
If the bride comes out and is standing there and no one says a word, it is actually worse.
Yeah, right. Crickets.
I
you're
want
like,
them to say something. So if you're ever in this scenario, you just have to
Oh, I
say,
will
"You're
be.
so beautiful." Just
oh,
break this. So I will break that silence if need be, because I mean I want it to come from
Yeah.
the family, but I also throw this girl a bone here.
yeah, no kidding.
But it's fascinating, honestly. So I digress. I could talk about that all day long. Another external factor is authority figures.
Oh,
So if someone has been, promoted to a rank of authority, an elected official, whatever,
mhm.
how much do you weigh their opinion on a decision you
Yes.
should make? Like, how much are the decisions being made for you by authority figures? Like,
right.
a woman's right to choose, that's a decision. But how much of that decision is yours because of the opinions of authority figures,
Oh,
right?
Right, we could do another
That's a messy one,
podcast,
but or just general group dynamics.
Yeah.
You're in a group setting. Just
like we were
to
talking
use the
about,
example of the bridal
Yep.
appointment. Well, those group dynamics that are swirling around of the person who won't stop talking, the person that won't talk at all. Then you'll have the rational people. Then you'll have the fear-based people. And then there's one girl in the middle of that swirl being like, I don't know if this is my freaking wedding dress or not.
right.
I try to get right up close to her and connect emotionally around how do you feel?
Yes.
Right? We'll get them to
Yes.
come along on this
Yeah.
ride.
And it's actually not about them.
It's not about them. How do you feel?
Yeah.
Do you feel like your best self in this dress? But it's amazing. One word out of this crowd, collapse.
Interesting.
And I often know I don't push in a sale at all. If I intuitively have this sense of she knows this is her dress, I will help pull that out. But it can take one comment from the peanut gallery and just
Crumble.
Now she's at home scrolling pictures on her phone, disconnected from the feelings
Yeah.
and struggling with this decision making. It's kind of crazy what people
Yeah.
are putting themselves through over this. It's just a freaking dress. Honestly. Like, I know they're important,
Yes.
obviously, but it isn't a life or death decision. It really isn't.
No, it really isn't.
And that's prioritization of it is sometimes helpful to like ground. Like, what could go wrong? What could go wrong if you decide this way? That's where that intuition comes in. And that's that last sort of what actually influences our decisions. It's like, what's your gut telling you? Like, I try to get that from people.
How are you feeling about it?
How are you feeling?
Yes.
What's your gut telling you? Do you have this little inkling of like, it's not right? That's okay. Lean into that. Listen to that. Like, if it's not right, we don't need to push it.
Right.
That means something better is waiting for you.
Right.
So that's where I've become really in tuned to like that little voice, that little gut feeling. Now, when I have a gut feeling that something's right, get out of my way. Cause like I've decided I'm doing that thing. But if I'm not taking action, you can be assured it's because there's a little something there that I'm just stewing on. I'm just not quite sure about. And I'm really listening to that. And that's where you can see people where they're not necessarily in tune to that are really lost in the woods, right?
Yes.
Because if your inner isn't guiding you, and you're just listening to people around you or media or whatever,
Yeah, or you don't know how to listen to your inner.
and you don't know how to hear yourself, can't
Right.
hear yourself think, it's lonely, right? You're lost out there.
Well, of course you're going to listen to external noise if you don't listen to your own self, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So how do you balance that? How do you balance that, like what you know to be true from your own feelings versus all that external noise that's coming at you? So often intuition can also be your fears coming up. So am I avoiding this out of fear or some sort of a past experience that like is irrelevant in this situation? Or am I avoiding this because my gut's just telling me it's not right? Like those are two different things. You kind of
don't
have
walk
to
down that
evaluate.
dark alley in the middle of the night. That's your intuition and your fear. Right.
Right. Part of it might be, just based on societal construct, right?
Right.
But also maybe you just have a feel like you walk in a room and you're just like, I just got a sense.
Yep. The hackles go up.
That's all it is.
Yes.
It's a spidey sense.
It is.
If you have a spidey sense, listen to it. That's
Yes.
okay. So it's interesting to unpack this, isn't it?
It
'Cause
really
we make
is.
a million decisions every day. Every one of us does. Certain ones are weightier than others. When you get confronted with one that is weightier, what tools do you have? How much can you listen to your own self? How much are you letting other people factor into that?
Well, and I also want to just talk too for just a second about like, there can be something that you don't think can be a decision, and it actually can be a decision. Like I am deciding I am going to forgive this person. I didn't think I could make a decision. I thought it was a practice. I thought it was a feeling. I thought it was, and by just, okay, well, not sure if that's going to work, but I'm going to decide. So sometimes I think just like claiming it to the universe, claiming it through
Saying
a
it out loud.
decision, right, is a huge thing. I'm claiming I'm going to make something make me wealthy. I'm claiming I'm going to live in a house here. Like, don't know when that's going to happen. Don't know how that's going to happen, but I'm deciding. And now the universe, like you said, you open the door because you've made that decision. Where if you're like, well, where would you like to live? Well, where I live is fine. I mean, it's a small house. You've been to my house. It's okay. It does have a great view. So I guess it's fine for now. Maybe something will land in my lap. That wasn't working for me anymore.
It's not going to land in your lap until you are asking for it.
Right.
The minute you're asking for it, yes, it will land in your lap. And so you're deciding to stay, and that's okay.
Right.
But recognize that it's a decision. And then you'll enjoy what you chose more than the limbo that you've been in. Because limbo sucks.
It so sucks.
And not like it literally is purgatory.
Right.
And if you are religious and you talk about like heaven and hell and purgatory, like that's the worst part, right?
Right.
So if you're in limbo in between decisions, that's the worst part. Either thing that you choose has potential to be phenomenal.
I would say sometimes there's a timing component, and I'm just going to bring this
Yep.
back to you. I saw you for a little bit talk about wanting a dress shop, and then you had to wait for the timing to be right, and you had to do your due diligence.
I
You
followed
ran
this
all the
whole process.
spreadsheets. Yes,
Yep.
exactly. It's not like, well, I got to do the thing, and it means I got to do it right
Yep.
now. I made the decision. You were kind of a little bit evaluating. So
Yep.
there's that evaluating before you made the decision. So for me, if I even look back about my ex relationship, I really was making a decision.
Yeah.
It really wasn't the aligned relationship for me. I should have walked away from it, but I didn't know how.
There
There's so
wasn't
many
the right timing.
Right, the timing wasn't right. So you have to give a little bit of grace. But oftentimes, if it's not a full body yes, it might be a full body no.
Well,
you
I always
know?
say that if it's not a hell yes, then it's a
Yes.
hell no.
Yes.
And where in your life are you not, like where you're choosing not, to not make a choice?
Oh
Like,
gosh.
That's something that we can maybe kind of try to exercise ourselves today in asking, like,
Yeah.
where are you not deciding right now?
So I recently, I have just made a decision.
Okay.
I was wanting a side by side. I had one with my ex boyfriend, and when I got the money for that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get one, and I was just like, oh, I don't know which one to. This is the one I want. So then I get my 6'3" partner into the one I want, and his like knees are into the dashboard.
He didn't
No,
fit.
he didn't fit. And I was like, well, thank God I did a little research, right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay. So we had to find out which ones would be the right fit for him. And then, so I know which one I'm going to do. I know about the price point, and I'm looking and I'm looking. And I think everyone was like, yeah, right. She's not going to get one. She's just not going to get one. It was like I opened up Facebook one day, Marketplace,
always
and I
Marketplace.
saw the thing, and I was like, this is the one. This is the one. It's a little bit more than I want, but it's got the miles I want. It's the year I want. It's got all the things. And I called the guy and I was like, I'm coming to see it. I went down to see it and I just bought it.
Yeah.
I was just like, done.
Well, you manifested it.
Yeah, it was, but it took 6 months. And I think everybody was like, yeah, she's not really going to do the thing. And I mean, maybe that's my projection too, but I was kind of questioning, am I going to even do this thing? But it was a feeling for me. I knew all of the things. I'd done all
Well,
the
you
research.
had decided you were going to buy one.
Yeah, but I
You
was
had.
just like, maybe I'm not going to do it now. So
You
yeah,
had to find the one.
I decided and I did it. Right.
Yeah.
So, but it was a little bit, I would have liked it a little smoother, but you know how we are.
Well, that's the journey.
It is. It's so the journey.
The joys in the journey. I swear to God, Facebook Marketplace is a portal. It's literally a manifesting portal.
No kidding.
And the algorithm is in tune to your decisions of what you want. I might sound like a total crock right here, but I'm telling you, anyone who knows me,
It doesn't sound like a crock to me.
I literally, someone will say something about like, oh, you know what, you should have this, or I'll have a design conversation about, oh, you know what we really need? Here's a true story. You know what would be really cool is if you had like industrial windows, big like old warehouse windows that you could use in your building renovation. And I'm like, love that. That's a really cool idea. I like looked up pictures on Pinterest, hopped on Marketplace, boom, right there. Just like exactly what I was looking for.
Amazing.
Drove down, bought them. They're everywhere in my building now. Like,
Yes. And they're amazing, by the way.
it's a portal.
Yes. I
I don't
think
know.
you might be right.
I have a lot of theories
Right.
on this, but that said, it's because I decided to go looking. That was the decision that I made. It's like, I'm going to look for this. And then reciprocity is like, here it is. Here's the thing. And sometimes I don't find what I'm looking for. And that's the answer I needed, which is that it's not ready for you.
So that's exactly. So like if I think about my own self, what information did I need? What support did I need to make that decision to buy the side by side? I needed to find the right one, the right price point, the right style, the right design, the right fit, all of that.
Yep. It wasn't right until it was right.
And when it was, it was. So how about you? Are you avoiding anything
Ooh.
now, or have you made a decision and how that took a while? I don't know.
Oh, I'm sitting on a lot of stuff right now.
Oh, tell me one of them.
I'm trying to think of what I can share.
I get it. I get it.
I am trying to decide. So, I mean, at the crux of this is I have been slowly moving myself away from committing to work with clients on events, on event planning. Like still my whole company is organized around this. I have lots of people around me that work on the events. And I'm being faced daily with whether or not I commit to an event in the future. So like, hey, can I book you for this event next summer? And I'm having to decide to commit or not commit with a client, right? This is happening all the time. And every time I say yes, I'm actually going against what I know is my calling or my purpose.
Oh.
So it's kind of it's like I'm in a big place where
You're not aligned with doing it anymore.
I'm not aligned with doing it in the way that I've been doing it.
Yep.
Right?
But
changed. I'm
changed.
still, because my portal is open to accept the ask, I'm still getting asked to do it. And then I'm having to decide, should I do it or not do it? I know the answer is I should just say no. But I'm struggling because it is really big, right? It's really big to just say no.
Well, what resources would you need to help you?
So I'm following the process, right? So I follow the process and I go, okay, well, if I don't say yes, who else could do this?
Oh, on your team.
Whether it's on my team, in my community, who might be a better fit, right? If it's not me, then who?
Sure.
Because I would want to.
Yeah, you want to help them.
I'm still a helper.
Of course.
Right? What is a timeline that is realistic? Like, okay, maybe I could see how I feel if I bounce different timelines off. Okay, well, I will put a deadline. I will do this up until this date, and by then it will be handed off. So, like, I'm balancing that. Like, okay, well, yeah, I can do, like, can I do some but not others? Like I'm testing. I'm in a testing phase where I'm like, how did it feel to say no to that?
I understand this.
How does it feel to put a deadline on it? What is coming up for me? There's an event right now that I'm just totally honest, I don't want to do it.
And have you committed to it already?
Well, yes and no. And I'm trying to force a decision because I need to decide. I need to decide and go all in on it or get out. But a contract is not getting worked through. And I need to put more pressure on that. Like I'm saying this and I'm literally going to get off this podcast and send the email that needs to be sent, but whatever.
Good on you. Well,
because I'm processing, but I'm recognizing like I'm in a limbo. It's backing up other decisions that I need to make. And it's ultimately, it's not aligned. And do I do it anyways and then move forward? Or is there still time to change direction?
And could could changing direction mean just your company doing it, not you being involved, right? Being curious around that.
Definitely in the stew of what to do. Like really, like I'm just being completely transparent. It's tricky.
Yes.
And then it holds other things back. It's like you're a dam, right?
Yeah, you're the bottleneck.
This decision is a dam and I'm the bottleneck.
Yes.
And I'm holding a lot of people back and it's not helping anybody out.
Right. Because then people can't get their work done, whatever.
So that comes down to like, again, like breaking it down. So then the next part of the process, break it down. What's actually the next decision I need to make?
Right.
Send one email.
Right.
Okay. How does that go? Send one text message. What's the result from that? But to be open to the direction that I want it to go and steer it versus have it steered for me.
Well, and I like this question. What choice, does the choice you want to make feel aligned with both your head and your heart? Remember, coming back to that, the head and the heart. Does it logically make sense? And does it feel good in your body?
And I can tell you, I have a physical reaction to knowing that I might have to do it or that I'm probably going to do it. I don't want to do it.
Oh, so it doesn't feel good to your heart.
No. It would feel good to say no. But I doubt that, right? Because you're making decisions or you're saying hard no's to people that you have relationships with.
Right.
So, but
letting people down's tough.
It's hard. It's hard. But I know just saying it out loud. And I hope that people listening, like you're seeing me actually real-time process through, I'm not giving
making a decision
specifics, but I'm just talking through a decision that needs to be made one way or another. Because if I just decide to go all in, last hurrah, make it great, I will.
You will
it
do
will
it.
Be
right.
It will be. But until I've decided that, it's just eating me up.
Oh yeah, I have been
So-
there so many times, and I'm so over it. I don't know if this is an age thing.
Yes. I'm over it too.
I'm so over the like, well, I'm just gonna let it, and it's like, yes, but it's just not getting me where I need to be. And I'm not a control freak. That is not what this is about, because I really enjoy the awe and wonder of surprises that life offers me. This is more about like, move me through to the next so that I can get like, so that I can just, I don't know, sit around and relax and not have
Yeah.
it take up my mental capacity even.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. It's like, I don't want to, I mean, it's just not aligned, right? Like, I don't want to be somebody's hero over something that's just not aligned.
Oh, that's so good.
But we all find ourselves in these places, right?
Yes.
With it's in relationship. You don't want to
Yes.
break someone's heart.
Yes.
You don't want to leave the relationship. So you hang around
Yes. Oh my
too
God.
long at the party.
Yeah. And then it's bad. It's
Now,
just bad.
now everyone's heart's getting broken when it could have,
And there's anger.
and there's anger and resentment and
Yeah.
frustration. So it's thinking through like the power of not deciding and how much more painful that can be than being like communicate clearly, be vulnerable, be honest, and it actually could work out better, even though your fear is
I would
telling
agree.
you otherwise.
I would agree. And go back and listen, people. I'm going to go over this one more time for our listeners, the 6 core components, right?
Yeah.
Identify what actually is the thing, not the surface, like
Yeah.
you were saying.
Because early in my struggle, I couldn't figure out why I was avoiding something, right? I was like, what is this all about?
Why is
Like,
this a
am
hard
I
decision? Right.
Why is this not
Just say
happening,
yes.
right?
Right.
And now I'm like,
Oh,
oh, I get it.
gather the information, sort of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Consider the alternatives that are possible.
If
Weigh-
not me, then who?
Right? Weigh the evidence, both head and heart logic. Choose and act, and then review the outcome.
Yeah. How did I feel?
Right.
Oh, relieved. Again, going back, like say yes to the dress or don't, but like the limbo that you leave yourself in thinking you're going to know from scrolling through photos, I can tell you,
Yeah.
you're not. You're not
No.
going to know.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It is interesting. But the act and the decision to decide,
Mhm.
it really goes a really long way. It puts
Huge.
you on a trajectory. And, I think a lot of us don't make decisions because we're so afraid of making mistakes. This is definitely worth just mentioning.
Our perfectionistic
Right.
tendencies.
But I had a teacher once tell me, like, if you didn't make mistakes, how would you ever learn? How would you know what your preferences are?
Right.
How would you know what was right for you and what was wrong for you? We have to just decide. And then that last step, like reevaluate. How did this feel?
Yeah. I'm not going to do that next time.
Or maybe I need to back out of that decision.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe I need to see
I
if
thought
I can.
it was right.
Right.
It isn't any longer.
Right. Like maybe I'm sure you've had people who have said, let's get married. And then they've gone pretty far down the line and then they've changed their minds.
Yeah. And I applaud them when they do, because that had to be
Courage.
really hard. That took a lot of courage,
Yes.
but it was a far better choice than going forward with something that wasn't aligned.
Right.
Oh, I said that out loud and I should take my own goddamn advice.
We all should. We're wise.
You
but for
heard it
ourselves.
here. That's what I love about our conversations is like, we're actually real life.
Yes. This
People
is us on the line here.
processing.
Yes.
And what we're going through is the same as what anybody's going through.
Yeah, I would say sometimes I choose the harder path, but that's stopping now. I'm not choosing that path. In the past, I feel like I have just dragged my feet, or I haven't reacted the way that was the best. And now it's just like everything that's aligned for me, it comes to me, and the things that are not aligned for me, they leave.
Well, I had the habit of pounding my square pegs into round holes.
Oh gosh, yeah, because you,
I
I can do it.
Yeah, I can whack the hell out of that thing. It'll go in eventually. But
Mhm.
like, who's going to get hurt in the process? Right? Like, that peg is
Right.
looking rough.
Oh.
And when I stopped doing that, so many good things have happened that I am called to continue doing that deeper and deeper, because
I love that for you.
I've seen the results.
Mhm.
And while the results were good when I was pounding those pegs in, like I was making
No one would have
progress.
known, right?
I was moving forward.
Yes.
But there was a cost. There were people getting hurt in the process, right? There's myself, my family, whatever. when I eased up on that and was like, no, the peg doesn't go in, it's not the right peg,
Mm-hmm.
well, things got even better.
Yes.
So what now is misaligned? It's not the right peg anymore. Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because something's feeling off. I'm trying to figure out what that is.
Well, what an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
And I feel like this topic, I'm curious to hear from our listeners how you feel about this. Do you struggle with making decisions, or is it easy for you? Do these tips, the six steps to making a decision help? Please leave us some feedback, because we just love to know, if you're listening, if this helps you. We're here for you. We're on social media. You can find us.
Yeah, this has been a great conversation. It's ongoing. I'm sure that we'll be making many more decisions together in the future. And it's always good to have a trusted advisor, like a dear friend that we are to each other, because when you do have that person that you trust implicitly and who knows you, deeply, like, there's where you can really get some good guidance.
Yeah,
So
you can be
grateful
vulnerable.
for you.
Oh, same, honey.
All
Oh my
the decisions
gosh.
that we've helped each other through.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for listening to another episode of the Heart and Soul podcast. It's been a pleasure to hold this space with you. If you have a quick minute to leave us a review, because this has really landed with you and you feel connected to our journeys, we love 5 stars. I mean, who doesn't? So the reviews are so helpful for us.
Decide and do it.
Yeah, just decide to hit subscribe and leave a review. And we would really appreciate it. And share with us what decisions you're struggling with right now. Maybe we can help at least tip you towards the process that might help make that easier. So thanks for listening. And we look forward to catching up on the next episode of the Heart and Soul podcast. Cheers, friends. You've just finished another episode of the Heart and Soul podcast. We hope that you've enjoyed the show, and if you've loved it, we would love if you'd leave us a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening. You can find links to leave that review in the show notes, where you'll also find other resources that we reference on our show. And if you think a friend could find value in today's episode or any future episodes, please share this episode with them on social media. This is one of the only ways the podcast can organically grow, and we just can't wait to connect with you and all of your besties. You can also find Monique and I on our many social media platforms or our websites, and we're going to leave links to those in the show notes as well. Thank you for listening. We look forward to sharing our hearts and souls with you again next time. With Heart, I'm Mariah.
And with Soul, I'm Monique.